2003. Since that time, the world community has commemorated every 19th of August, and we have used it to praise the tireless efforts of our humanitarian workers. We do this for all humanitarian workers, not just those who are working in the service of the United Nations and the Blue Flag. For instance, many who are represented in this very room today are from the Iranian Red Crescent Society and the Imam Khomeini Relief Foundation. Every day these brave men and women are prepared to face danger and to meet and to resist adversity, and to do this in many corners of the world. Since 2003, many dozens of aid workers have been killed while doing their duties. What drives these heroes is a very simple goal. They want to help those who have been affected by either natural disasters or complex emergencies. And they do this because the impulse to go to the aid of those who are in need or those who are in harm's way is a basic human instinct. For example, when the earthquake hit Azerbaijan province on the 11th of August 2012, the world was able to see how spontaneously Iranians sprung into action, both the professional rescue workers and ordinary Iranian citizens. Now, we know that Iran is a country that is very prone to natural disasters. In fact, every year we face sudden onset disasters such as earthquakes or flash floods, which take a heavy toll on human lives and on the economy. But in addition, we are also threatened by slow onset disasters like droughts, desertification, and the environmental consequences of climate change, which all pose a relentless threat to the lives and to the lifestyles of ordinary Iranians. But in the face of this, Iran has demonstrated a strong and increasingly powerful capacity to respond to natural disasters, especially after the lessons that were learned following the tragic earthquake in Bam 10 years ago. Since that time, Iran has built up an enviable capacity on disaster risk reduction and disaster management. Indeed, Iran is among the first countries in Asia to establish a national platform for disaster management following the recommendations of the Hyogo Framework of Action. Iran has promulgated the National Disaster Management Act in 2009 and established the National Disaster Management Organization, which is also represented here today. Welcome, gentlemen. These entities and the constant drilling and coordination which take place will reduce, but they will not eliminate, the impact of those disasters which may befall us in the future. I'll pause while these gentlemen come and set up. So to continue, the Iranian Red Crescent Society has a considerable strength and can provide immediate response and relief to affected populations, not only within the country, but as we have seen, throughout the region and even beyond. The UN has watched with enthusiasm as the IRCS has become active in many emergencies beyond Iran's borders. And I asked about this, and I've been told that IRCS has been active in countries like China, Pakistan, Haiti, near to where I come from in the Caribbean, Somalia, Turkey, and many countries in Central Asia. The Imam Khomeini Relief Foundation is also a great asset in our national configuration to respond to emergencies, both inside and outside the country. So we encourage Iran to continue and even to increase the sharing of this capacity beyond borders to countries which need Iran's help. I'm delighted today that we have representatives, as I've said, from all these organizations. I refer now specifically to the NDMO, with which the United Nations is partnering. UN, NDMO, and 4 other agencies, including the IRCS. We're doing this in a unique effort to address disaster risk reduction in Iran. Today we also have among us a variety of people, organizations, research, academic institution, as well as international and national NGOs. We consider you all our UN partners. I'd like to take this opportunity to also recognize the role of the private sector. The private sector plays a crucial role in supporting charities and humanitarian institutions working on disaster reduction and management. Some prominent members of the private sector have kindly accepted our invitation to be here. We welcome you. Private sector places its resources at our disposal in times of greatest need, and we need to recognize this. And the United Nations and our humanitarian team in Iran welcomes the partnership with the private sector, stands ready to build joint initiatives. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the work of our very own United Nations humanitarian team, our disaster response team. Some of the colleagues are here in the room today, and we appreciate your steadfast support. So we praise all of these humanitarian efforts, and we in the United Nations stand ready to assist our trusted partners in Iran at any moment. I'd like to thank you all for being here, accepting our invitation again. I would like to close by recalling something that is said in one of the world's holiest books. It says this: "Greater love hath no man than this, than that he lay down his life for a friend." Greater love hath no man than this, than that he lay down his life for a friend. So I'd like to now ask you to join me in a minute of silence for Sergio, who I once had the privilege of working with in Pakistan, and his colleagues, and all of the aid workers who have laid down their lives and sacrificed in the cause of saving others. May I please ask you to stand. خیلی متشکرم.